Hello, in this video we will create models and doctors' data. I created a virtual environment for the project. I installed Django and I started a Django project medical. I'm gonna use manage.py to start app doctors. I'm gonna run the server to check if the project is installed successfully. In views.py, I'm gonna create a view home. Return render request home.html. Inside the folder of the application doctors, I'm gonna create a new folder templates. Inside the folder templates, I'm gonna create a new HTML file, home. The title of the page, doctors list. Inside body, I'm gonna add h2 element, find a doctor. Inside settings.py, I'm gonna add the application doctors to installed apps. Inside urls.py, I'm gonna add a URL for the view home. From doctors, import views. We can see on the browser that the URL works. I will use PostgreSQL for this project, but you can use SQLite 3 or another database. I will pass the configuration of database Postgre from another project. The name of my database is doctors. I will install the engine later. By default, users Postgres. Values of host and port are default values. The password isn't default. When I installed Postgres database, I created a password. I'm gonna install psychopg2 that connects Django project to PostgreSQL database. I'm gonna use pgadmin to create a database for the project. PostgreSQL databases, right-click, create database, user by default Postgres. I'm gonna call the database doctors. Database doctors don't have tables yet. I'm gonna create a model for city. They contain information about doctors. First field, first name. It type char field, max length 50 characters. Second field, last name. And last field, specialty of the doctor. You can add other fields like address, phone number, or email. I'm gonna create 3 other cities. In shell, I'm gonna make migrations and migrate. I'm gonna reload the page of pgadmin. 14 tables were created. This is the table of user. This is the table of city1. We can see the fields, but we don't have data yet. There are fields of user. In shell, I'm gonna create a super user. I'm gonna reload pgadmin. We can see information of the super user that I created. In admin.py, I'm gonna register models of cities. admin.site.register city1. I'm gonna do the same thing for the other cities. On browser, I'm gonna log into admin page. I'm gonna create a script to add doctors to database. I'm gonna pick random first name and random last name for this JSON data. In views.py, I'm gonna use request.get method to get list of names from the URL. I'm gonna create a variable for names equal r.json. Then I'm gonna print names. There is a bug. I need to import requests and JSON. First, use pip to install requests. Then in views, import requests and import JSON. On shell, we can see the list of names. For each doctor, I need a name for first name and a name for last name. I'm gonna import random to pick a random name. I'm gonna use random.choice to pick one name from the list. We can see on shell the name Eloise. The new name is Gerda. I'm gonna import models of cities. I'm gonna use random.choice to pick a first name from the list. The same thing for last name. I need a list of specialties. I'm gonna pick a random specialty. I'm gonna create a doctor. I'm gonna use the same code to add doctor to other cities. There is an error. It's doctor.save and not ct.save. We can see on admin page that a doctor was added. I'm gonna use for loop to create 10,000 random doctor in each city. If you don't have a powerful computer, create 20 or 50 doctors. This process may take few seconds. The process is ended. I'm gonna delete the script because if I reload the page, I will create 10,000 more doctors. In admin.py, I'm gonna create a class that inherited from admin.model to show fields in admin page. List display equal first name, last name, and specialty. I'm gonna reuse the code for the other cities. I'm gonna add classes cities admin to admin.site.register. There is a bug. It's admin.model.admin. There is another bug. I added I to specialty. Now it works. This is the end of this video. Take care.